Here are 7 things to do differently with your email marketing in 2025. If you're currently not getting results or if you would like to get better results with email, then you need to watch this video. I'm gonna show you 7 actionable tips that you can implement right away. The first tip is gonna be sending between 3 to 4 campaigns per week. A lot of brands are scared to send that many emails per week. They think it's too much, that they'll spam the audience or annoy the customers. But the exact opposite is true, that if you're sending between 3 to 4 emails per week, it does the exact opposite, which is building a stronger relationship with your email list, especially when you send the content, which you should be doing, that educates, provides value, nurtures people, but also sells. The last part, which is sales, is very important because a lot of marketers and brands are gonna tell you just about providing value and sending value-based content, which I agree with, but in the end you need to generate sales. This is what your business is built on, so you still need to have emails that sell. It's as simple as that. Plus, usually when someone opts in, like, they're aware. It's not like we 5-10 years ago where people didn't know that brands are sending marketing emails. Everyone knows about it, so when they opt in, they kinda expect it. So don't be afraid to sell them when you're sending between 3 to 4 campaigns per week. You don't need to send all of them to your engaged segments, even though you can, because even if you send those 3 to 4 campaigns to the engaged segment, you'll still be doing very, very good. But if you don't want to do this, if you feel like that's too much, if every single person is getting around 4 campaigns per week, you can split it and send between 2 to 3 to your engaged segment, then send 1 campaign to non-buyers and then 1 to buyers. Obviously, buyers and non-buyers will also be included in the engaged segment. There are overlaps, but that's not a problem, especially if you make sure that you complete point number 2, which is focusing on content. Too many brands send boring emails, and that's just the harsh truth. All the emails look the same, feel the same, and as a result, they don't accomplish anything. Everyone talks about making great creatives and landing pages, but really nobody talks about making great emails. So whenever you're creating the next email, make sure that you spend some extra time and focus on making your emails actually good, just like your ads or landing page. On top of that, make sure that you adjust the content based on the customer's profile, which is buyers or non-buyers. That in itself will be way more efficient than trying to find the next trick, because the truth is that if your emails don't perform, it's either bad deliverability, bad content, or you're not sending enough. So if you focus on content, you're gonna remove one of those steps that can be preventing you from getting results with your email marketing. Now, point number 3, which is collecting phone numbers. Building your SMS list is a must. I am seeing so many brands miss out on it, and they're not realizing the snowball effect it's gonna have, but it's really, really insane. We have one brand that we've worked with for almost a year by now. We've started building their SMS list in March. At first it was doing quite slow, but right now it brings them like an extra 95k in annually revenue just from SMS alone, and they didn't have a list at all in March this year. So it's really, really crazy if you start doing it, especially that more and more brands are starting to realize how important it is. So if you get into this trend right now, you'll still be way ahead of the competition, and you need to remember that having SMS list, it's like having 1 extra point with your audience, plus this is 1 extra traffic source that you own and control on top of your email list currently. Of course, it's way more intimate than email, but as a result you get more eyeballs and clicks, right? We are seeing SMS campaigns bringing in even between 15 to 25% click rate, which is really insane. So you can't afford to ignore SMS in 2025 if you want to scale hard and profitably, and most importantly, get ahead of the competition. The point number 4 is gonna be about expanding your segments, because sending to your engaged 30 or 60 segments isn't a bad thing. It's alright, but why would you send a campaign to 10k people when you could send it to 50k people, right? And your metrics like open rate and click rate of course might drop and decrease, but your net opens and clicks will increase, which is very important. A lot of brands focus on those vanity metrics like open rate and click rate, which both of these can be inflated, by the way, by bot opens or bot clicks or mail privacy opens and whatnot. But that's not the point of this video. The point is that would you rather have 1% click-through rate on a 10k recipients campaign or a 0.7 click-through rate on a 50k recipients campaign? Just to make sure that you don't need to do the math, it's gonna be 100 clicks versus 350 clicks. I think the answer is self-explanatory. Everyone would prefer to get 350 clicks because it's like 3.5x more than if you would send it to a smaller segment. So if your deliverability allows you to do it, expand your segments and don't be afraid to hit engage to 180 or even engage to 365 segments. Point number 5, optimize your pop-up. This is huge because list growth is the fundamental part of the whole email marketing. Without subscribers, you won't have people to send campaigns to. It's as simple as that, especially when you realize that the more people opt in for your pop-up, then it means more people entering the welcome flow. And if you have really good welcome flow, if you don't, you can watch my video showing you how to make sure you have rock solid welcome flow. But if you have a very good performing welcome flow, your revenue per recipient shouldn't change. But if you increase the amount of people entering, your revenue will change ultimately, because the more people, the more recipients, the more sales coming from this flow. But it's also making other flows perform better as you're having more people entering those other flows as well. So it's really like a snowball effect where essentially it's only technically one part, having bigger list growth, better opt-in rate, but on the back end you're having more recipients for flows and for campaigns, which just helps you hugely in increasing the revenue. It may seem simple and like self-explanatory, but so many brands seem to ignore this and don't really care about their pop-up. You should be constantly testing and optimizing it every single week or month. That's gonna be depending on the volume you have and impressions, but even 1 to 2% uplift in the submission rate will result in a huge difference once it compounds. We have one brand where initially when we took on our pop-up was performing at 2%, which isn't that great, but we've run like 5 or 6 tests and right now it's at almost 10%, so you can see 5x improvement over the span of few months, but it's gonna be 100% worth it because our welcome flows revenue per recipient didn't change. The only thing that changed is that more people are entering, and if you have static revenue per recipient with more recipients entering the flow, then it just, it's like a money printer essentially. Point number 6 is gonna be testing different offers. The offer can be one of the most impactful variables in your business. First of all, it can help you with list growth. More people on your list, more revenue. You already know that if you listen to my previous point. Secondly, it can help you increase email conversions overall. And lastly, it can help you get better margins. That's why you need to run plenty of A/B tests to figure out which offer has better conversion rate or the best conversion rate and which one has the best profit margin. Here are some of the examples of offers that you can test for a $70 AOV brand. You could try $5 off, you could try 11% off, which would be a little bit more than $7, like $7.7, which is obviously more than $5 off. Free shipping, that's gonna be depending on what are your shipping costs. Buy one get one half off, and then free gift for any purchase. You need to run all of these and see which one converts better, but then which ones bring you more money. We had one client who was testing buy one get one half off versus fixed 30% off, and buy one get one half off performed better, giving them ultimately more revenue. I think the difference was huge. Like with email campaigns, we managed to get 2x more sales with this offer compared to 30% off, and their profit margins were also better because ultimately they were selling 2 products instead of 1, which was huge. Now, point number 7 is treating emails as ads or a landing page. A lot of brands see the emails in the wrong way, and I covered that a little bit before, but they make them like an article or essay and seem to forget what's the ultimate goal of emails, which is to generate a sale. And of course, fundamentally, the goal of the email is to get a click to the landing page, and then the landing page should do the job and generate a sale. But the truth is that your emails can and should be a pre-frame tool. So experiment with your approach a lot and start treating your emails like ads or landing pages. Test a lot, remember about the layout, and try educating people about your solution or product. And don't be afraid to have a little bit longer emails, because we've seen the cases where everyone talks about having super short emails and whatnot, but we've seen long emails perform quite well, where people just like to read them. The key in having high performing long emails is having decent copy. So the copy in itself needs to be written very well, and it needs to resonate with the audience. But then secondly, the email itself has to be skimmable, so people can, you can just like paste a block of text into email, center it, and then send it. It needs to be broken down into sections, maybe use some visuals to visualize, some parts of the copy. If you do all of this right, then the emails are gonna act perfectly as a pre-frame tool. And whenever someone clicks on the email and goes to the landing page, they're gonna be already pre-sold, which ultimately means that the chance of going from click to conversion is way higher. Now, as a bonus for 2025, if you wanna get free weekly guides, strategies and tricks, like for example this one, make sure you join my current newsletter to receive the ultimate trends about e-commerce and email marketing in general, but also strategies that we are currently testing and the strategies that currently work for other 7 and 8 figure clients. If you wanna do it, sign up for my newsletter. It's completely free. There's gonna be the link below this video. Make sure you click it and sign up. But if you're not there yet, if you don't want to receive weekly emails for whatever reason, make sure you watch my other video which shows you how to create a high converting welcome flow.